Hello everyone. Today we are starting a complete master series on supply chain management. Before we talk about advanced concepts like forecasting, inventory optimization, or global sourcing, we must understand one simple but powerful question. What exactly is a supply chain? Supply chain is not just trucks and warehouses. It is the backbone of modern businesses. How does a product travel from raw material to customer? Let us begin with a simple question. How does a product, a smartphone, reaches your hand? When you walk into a store or order online, you see a finished product. But that product did not just appear there. It started as raw material, metals had to be mined, plastic had to be refined, electronic components had to be manufactured, parts had to be assembled. Finished goods had to be packaged. They had to be transported across countries, stored in warehouses, distributed to retailers, they finally sold to you. Now think carefully, who coordinates all of this? Who ensures the right quantity is produced? Who ensures it arrives at the right time? Who ensures costs are controlled? Who ensures that customer demand is fulfilled? That entire coordinated system is what we call the supply chain. Supply chain is not just movement, it is coordination, synchronization, and management of. Now, let us see the definition of supply chain. Now, let us formalize this concept. A supply chain is a network of organizations, peoples, activities, information, and resources involved in moving a product or service from supplier to customer. Let us break this definition down. First, it is a network, not a single company, not a single department. Second, it involves multiple organizations, suppliers, manufacturers, distributors, retailers. Third, it includes activities like procurement, production, warehousing, transportation, delivery. Fourth, it involves information, orders, forecasts, inventory levels, shipment tracking. And finally, it involves financial flows, payments, credit terms, investments. Supply chain begins with natural resources. It ends with customer satisfaction. The purpose is simple: to deliver the right product in the right quantity at the right time at the right cost. Supply chain as a network. Many beginners imagine supply chain as a straight line: supplier, manufacturer, distributor, customer. But in reality, it is much more complex. It is a multi-tier network. Let me explain the tiers. A tier 1 supplier supplies directly to the manufacturer. A tier 2 supplier supplies to the tier 1 supplier. A tier 3 supplier supplies raw materials. For example, in the automobile industry, a car manufacturer may deal with 500 direct suppliers, but those suppliers depend on hundreds of sub-suppliers. So if one small tier 3 supplier fails, production of the entire car may stop. This shows something important. Supply chains are interdependent systems. Risk is one part affects the entire network. This is why managing supply chains requires strategic thinking. Case study: iPhone supply chain, Apple Incorporation. Let us take a real world example: the iPhone. The iPhone supply chain is global. Rare earth minerals come from Africa. Semiconductors are fabricated in Taiwan. Display panels are produced in South Korea. Assembly takes place in China. Then products are shipped worldwide. Now understand something critical. Apple Incorporation does not manufacture every component. Instead, it coordinates a global ecosystem of suppliers. That coordination includes quality standards, delivery timelines, cost control, risk management, demand forecasting. One delay in semiconductor production can impact global product launches. This example shows that supply chain is not operational only. It is strategic. It is directly affects revenue, reputation, and competitive position. The three core flows. Every supply chain operates through three interconnected flows, that is material flow, information flow, financial flow. These flows must be synchronized. If material moves but information is delayed, chaos occurs. If goods are delivered but payment is delayed, financial stress occurs. If information is wrong, production becomes inefficient. Supply chain management is about balancing these three flows. Material flow. Material flow refers to the physical movement of goods. It starts with raw materials, then moves to manufacturing plants, then to warehouses, then to distributors, then to retailers, finally to customers. This includes transportation, storage, packaging, handling, inventory management. An important concept here is lead time. Lead time is the time between placing an order and receiving the product. Longer lead times require higher inventory. Shorter lead times increases responsiveness. Managing material flow efficiently reduces costs and improves service levels. Information flow. Information flow is the most critical element in modern supply chains. It includes demand forecasts, customer orders, inventory levels, production schedules, shipment tracking. Information flows in both directions. Customers generate demand signals, retailers communicate sales data, manufacturers adjust production, suppliers increase raw material supply. Without accurate information, companies overproduce, leading to excess inventory, or underproduce, leading to stockouts. Modern supply chains rely heavily on data and technology to manage information flow. Financial flow. Financial flow represents the movement of money. While goods move forward, money moves backward. Customers pays retailers, retailer pays distributor, distributor pays manufacturer, manufacturer pays supplier. Financial flows include invoices, payment terms, credit cycles, working capital. Inventory sitting in a warehouse represents blocked money. Efficient supply chains improve cash flow and profitability. This is why supply chain decisions are also financial decisions. Supply chain versus logistics. At this point, it is very important to clarify a common confusion. Many people use the term supply chain and logistics interchangeably, but they are not same. Let us define logistics first. Logistics focuses primarily on transportation, warehousing, distribution, order fulfillment. In simple terms, logistics answers the question, how do we move and store goods efficiently? Now let us look at supply chain management. Supply chain management is broader and more strategic. It includes supplier selection, procurement strategy, production planning, demand forecasting, network design, inventory policies, risk management, and yes, logistics. So, logistics is a subset of supply chain. Think of it this way. Logistics is about execution. Supply chain is about design, coordination, and strategy. If a truck breaks down, this is a logistic issue. If your supplier fails to deliver raw materials causing for your factory to shut down, that is a supply chain issue. Understanding this difference is fundamental. Strategic importance of supply chain. Let us understand why supply chain is strategically important. In the past, companies competed based on product features of pricing. Today, competition is increasingly supply chain versus supply chain. Take the example of Amazon. Amazon does not manufacture most of the products it sells. So why it is so dominant? Because of its supply chain capabilities. Highly automated fulfillment centers, advanced inventory positioning, data-driven demand forecasting, efficient last mile delivery. When you order something and receive it in next day, this is called supply chain excellence. Efficient supply chains create lower operational costs, faster delivery, higher service levels, better customer satisfaction, stronger competitive advantage. In modern business, supply chain is not a support function, it is a strategic weapon. Push versus pull systems. Now let us introduce an important foundational concept, push and pull systems. In a push system, production is based on forecast demand. Companies estimate how much customers will buy and produce in advance. This system works well when demand is stable, forecasts are reliable. However, there is risk. If forecasts are wrong, companies may produce too much. This leads to excess inventory, higher storage costs, and sometimes obsolescence. Now, let us look at the pull system. In a pull system, production is triggered by actual customer demand. Production starts only after an order is received. This reduces inventory risk. However, it may increase waiting time if production capacity is limited. In reality, most modern supply chains use a hybrid model, combining push and pull strategies. Understanding push and pull will later help us understand lean and agile supply chain. Key concepts we will explore. Before we conclude, let me introduce some key concepts that form the foundations of supply chain management. First, inventory. Inventory is stock held to meet future demand. Too much inventory increases cost, too little inventory causes stockouts. Second, lead time. Lead time is the time between placing an order and receiving it. Longer lead times require better planning. Third, demand forecasting. Forecasting is the process of predicting future demand. Accurate forecasting improves efficiency across the entire supply chain. Fourth, the bullwhip effect. This is a phenomenon where small changes in customer demand cause large fluctuations upstream in the supply chain. We will study this deeply in later episodes. Finally, supply chain risk. Disruptions such as natural disasters, political instability, or supplier failure can impact global supply chains. These concepts are interconnected. Together, they form the analytical backbone of supply chain management. Conclusion. Let us summarize what we have learned today. A supply chain is a network that connects raw materials, manufacturing, warehousing, distribution, retail, and finally customers. It operates through three core flows: material, information, financial. It is broader than logistics. It is strategic in nature. It determines cost efficiency and service performance. In today's globalized economy, supply chain excellence defines business success. Every product you use exists because the supply chain made it possible. And this is just the beginning. In the next episode, we will explore how supply chains evolved historically from ancient trade routes to modern global digital networks. If you are serious about mastering this field, follow this series. Step by step, we are building this from foundation to expertise. If you found this session valuable and you are serious about understanding supply chain management in depth, make sure you subscribe to the channel. This is just episode 1 of a complete master series where we will cover everything from fundamentals to advanced strategy, real world case studies, and industry insights. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next lecture.